from one ER about the other. Listen up, you're at a higher time in your life. Right now, you're listening to Avril. Let the truth be known.
In the politics area, you know, she have it.
Never had a boring moment in my life.
She's the voice of the Caribbean.
Back as I remember, I was never alone. Queen Avril is on the throne. No more feeling lonely. Every rules the air, you know. Every day is like an Avril day.
Lord have his mercy upon me tonight. I see what's happening. People, I'm here. I know you know that I started late. I'm here.
God promised to take care of all his children when they're going through some rough times in their lives. When it seems that all around has fallen, yeah, and the devil tells you you cannot win. Only believe, put your faith and your trust in the Lord. He will deliver right on time. Before the day is over, before the night is through, you will find the answer. God will come through for you. You've been praying for deliverance, but his words give assurance. Before the day's over, God will come through for you. Oh, thank you, Jesus. Hallelujah.
A pleasant good evening, each and everyone out there who is already tuned in, who comment, or who just want to watch but not commenting. A pleasant good evening to you. I know I am so in such a shock of my life that when I logged on through Facebook and I saw a gentleman sitting there, I look at the screen and I'm wondering, who is that on the screen? Then I look, it say Hugh Campbell. I think he has to change his name when he's coming on the show to Attorney Hugh Campbell and put his information on there because maybe people don't know. Everybody, they know Hugh Campbell, but for those who do not know and maybe be watching for the first time, you just want to know that he's Attorney Hugh Campbell. I'm going to say a pleasant good evening to you, Mr. Campbell, for showing up and doing your duty tonight. As for the first time in life, I'm going to call you a Jamaican, you know, And when I say call you a Jamaican, is because many people hear your accent and they think you're such an American, or they don't know who you are sometimes. And when you speak, you don't hear the Jamaican come out. So tonight I have to let them know on behalf of Jamaica, I'm glad to have you here on this program. Mr. Campbell, I was sitting in my couch and I was just there doing something on my laptop. And I caught myself, it says the 7 p.m. this evening. And I said, okay, great. I have time. But I want to let you know that by the time it says 9:05 p.m. this evening, I was asleep. I was sitting there in the chair sleeping, and I just happened to turn and it says um after 9. And I jump up out of that chair as if I'm confused. And I said, let me log on to be sure that I'm logged on tonight. Because after a certain time, if I don't log on, I cannot log on through social media after. So, you have to be on at a certain time. Otherwise, it don't let me on. So to everyone that says good night, Phipps, good night, Carmen Williams, everyone who is in tune, a pleasant good evening to you. So I don't know if it's the weather or if it's the long day that I had today that scare me. Something scared me tonight into coming on to this show. But I'm here and I thank you for coming on. So, Attorney Hugh Campbell, as I said, it just say Hugh Campbell, but sometimes ain't everybody like to show their titles and walk around saying, well, I'm an attorney and all that. But when you're on here, you need people to know who you are, instead of them saying, is that the same attorney, or is that Hugh Campbell, or is for the first time Carmen Williams? I don't know if you know, but he's attorney Hugh Campbell. We call him the Bronx and the People's attorney, because the attorney people go to and they come back and say, man, I don't know, I'm still wondering, do I have to pay this man because he sat there and he talked to me and gave me all this advice, and he didn't say it cost me $1. But once he can give you information, he don't think about the money. I don't say don't go there now. Everybody run go because now they say, well, I will say the attorney don't charge. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying if he can give you the information, it's like some attorney, they're gonna tell you you can come in, but for consultation fee, they already give it to you one time. Don't come to the door without that. You have to have that. But I really thank you for the work that you're doing, Attorney Hugh Campbell. And tonight, for those who tune in, I don't wait for the massive to log on, because the show is shown after and it's going to be here for who missed it. And for the people out there who is, what must I say? It's a change in time right now, because there was a time, our time was 9 p.m., the same way as different islands, and now we are 1 hour ahead of them. So we're going to move with the program. If you're on, I just want to tell you thank you. And Attorney Hugh Campbell, I'm going to allow you to introduce yourself one more time, even if you feel someone else know who you are.
Okay. Now, good evening, everyone. Good evening, Miss Francis. Of course, I'm happy to be here. And, I always tell people the name comes before the title. So, the title is only an extra handle. But, I'm fine, because it shouldn't be the title. It should be the work that you do behind the title that matters.
Absolutely. So sometimes it's good when people can speak about you and you don't have to speak about yourself, or the work you do speak for itself.
Yep.
And nothing better than when somebody by word of mouth to tell somebody the great work that you did for them. But tonight we're here, we have to talk about Jamaica. We have to talk, not to put you in a spot, but I have to talk about tomorrow's election. We have to talk about that. We have to touch upon a whole lot of things tonight because, as I said, a lot of people now are out there and everybody's saying help me to help Jamaica, and everybody have an organization, a foundation, everybody have something that they're doing to pick money up, collect donation, collect this and collect that. So tonight we're here to talk, and I have you here tonight, and I never all these years asked you exactly where in Jamaica are you from, Attorney Hugh Campbell? Where? Because everybody here, you're from Jamaica. We never hear you claim your land yet.
The best parish.
And okay, so I was told my
Don't start
information is
trouble.
coming
Huh?
straight out of Jamaica. My information that I have, and when we talk about 7 parishes that was hard hit, was any one of them yours?
Actually, no, because I'm on the North Coast, St. Anne.
St. Anne's.
Mm-hmm.
But if I let me look, because I thought that St. Anne's came up in the conversation today that I was having in Jamaica.
Because I
So
heard
you're
that
saying that nobody in St. Anne's is spared. It's okay.
based on what I heard, minor damages.
Okay, minor.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right. Well, it's good to hear minor because from what I'm seeing and what I'm hearing, I am telling you, there is people in Jamaica who is not using the word minor right now. Minor is just like having a bruise. Jamaica being abused by this hurricane Melissa. And any woman out there, if your name is Melissa, I would never call your name after today. I don't know if you're married, your husband, if you're out there and you have somebody by the name of Melissa, I am telling you, I would not date that woman after tonight, Curtis Cook. Okay? Was just there, didn't get hit bad. I don't know if you mean you was just in St. Anne's, Curtis Cook. So be specific what you're saying, because if you're saying you were just there, it didn't get hit bad, then I don't know what you mean, or if you're talking about you were just in St. Anne's. Good evening to you, Miranda Phipps. Ambassador, good evening to you. So be clear what you're saying, Curtis, because I was on a live chat to Jamaica and I could not stand the sight of what I was seeing and call it real. I think it was a nightmare I was looking at. I've never seen a hurricane come and watch some disasters like this. So Attorney Hugh Campbell is from St. Anne's. Finally, he came out because I could have tell them Kingston and I'm wrong. I was in Jamaica. I came out today. Yes, I understand you, Curtis Cook, but I am saying to you, you said I was in Jamaica and it didn't get hit bad. And I am saying to you, I don't know what you're talking about. If you're really talking about Jamaica or you're talking about the area is that you was in. That is what I'm confused about. My niece Melissa is a sweetheart. Let me tell you something. Carmen Williams, I don't know which country you come from, which parish or what, but if Melissa is a sweetheart to you, your niece, then God bless your niece. Where in Jamaica were you? Miranda is asking, because you can't tell nobody you were just in Jamaica and it wasn't hit bad. Attorney Hugh Campbell, I want to say a special good evening to our Bronx Borough President for her time with me today. Attorney, I respect the Borough President after today. Now, when I say after today, I mean after today. I mean moving forward. I cannot, they say you have to be in somebody's shoe to understand. Okay, Curtis Cook say Saint Anne. Okay, Curtis, so that's why I say you got to write things the way you mean it, because people will misunderstood and then it take a different thing. I understand. He say he was in Saint Anne's. Okay, so Curtis Cook is in St. Kitts, but he was in Jamaica. Well, Attorney Campbell, I will say to you, I am here to speak on behalf of the Avril Show. I do not want people calling me, and I do not want anybody harassing me about helping them to get donation to Jamaica or giving them money to Jamaica. It's not happening. I am working with the people whose foot is on the ground, who can get things done here in and out of New York or wherever to the island of Jamaica, to the people. Not people just going around collecting for a good name or to sit here doing. We have to done with this nonsense. Now I'm asking you tonight, Attorney Hugh Campbell, to give me your take before I go into more and into more politics.
Well, I mean, I totally agree with what you're saying, and I've basically listened to a lot of individuals who are trying to put together different events, and I think we just we've been through tragedy before, and I think we just have to think smart about what we do because um, one of the big caution that everyone is giving is to make sure that your money or your donations are going to go to the right place. And I think that's very important. A lot of the church organizations, a lot of the elected officials, they're pooling their resources together to make sure they can get whatever it is to Jamaica. And I think most importantly is the fact that whatever goes, once he gets there, it's got to get distributed to the people because if it just goes there and sit in a warehouse someplace, then it's really useless. So I think one of the things I've always been, I've urged folks is that, we should work backwards from there to here so that once something gets there, it gets distributed and it doesn't get there and get caught up in some kind of, you know, quagmire so it can't get out to the people who needs it the most.
You see, and that is the problem that I'm having right now is that people are getting out there in themselves and everybody's talking about helping Jamaica. And it's good to hear people say that, oh, they want to do this. So everybody just get up and say they're doing it. But my thing is what you're doing is the question because you cannot go out and say you're collecting money. Nobody, I want nobody to say nothing here to the Avril show. Unless you want to, I will tell you how. You can do it on my behalf, but you don't have to send anything to me, whether it's food or money. I'm not collecting because we have to pay attention. And the people in Jamaica who have their foot on the ground and is doing the work, those are the people I prefer to work directly with because these are history making people. And I know that if you need information for who to send food to and who can help you, I will give you that information. But I'm telling you, it's too many people coming up saying that they're collecting money for Jamaica. Now let's talk about the Jamaica Progressive Society, Hugh Campbell, because I know you're very much in tune with these people here in the Bronx and folks like young, the young lady Sadie Campbell. You understand? The lady that could walk 10 miles in 5 minutes. I would like to hear more about why are we not hearing more about the Jamaica Progressive Society? I know Sadie's behind the scene, always been doing feeding the community, providing food to the community. So now at a time like this, where Jamaica need help, what's going on with the Jamaica Progressive
Okay.
Society?
Well, they are, as a matter of fact, they had a meeting on Friday, this past Friday, where they brought in certain community participants to try to get things off the ground. And I know that they're doing both fundraising and they're doing the items that they're looking for. They just put out a list today that of items that they're looking for. And some of the ones I do remember offhand, they're looking for clothing, they're looking for specific items. I know what I'm going to do is ask Sadie Campbell, who not related to me, most people think, but I'm going to ask her to send you the information tomorrow so you can distribute it because they're collecting things at the Jamaica Progressive League and they're actually located on Light Avenue in the Bronx. They have their own site and they run a food pantry out of that location also. So they're collecting food and they're collecting money. And I think this is something they have done over the years. So this is something they are experienced with. So I'll get that information to you tomorrow.
All right, and Sadie's a woman of her word, and you don't have to question what Sadie's doing. She's been doing it before the hurricane, and now it's just gone stronger. And I also want to thank our elected officials um, our Bronxboro president, our Senator Jamal Bailey, Kevin C. Riley, Carl Hasty, those that I can speak for. I'm calling their names, but I'm not here to say our elected officials, because if I can't talk about what you're doing, I'm not calling your name on this program. So it's not a spotlight thing that when it's time to do, it's about doing so people can talk about you now. So we have to thank our elected officials, those that I know that is doing the job. And I will say, I asked our borough president today, when does she plan to sleep tonight? I really don't know if she could have come up with an answer. But people, I'm urging you to be careful out there who you're teaming up with to say that you're picking up food for Jamaica and food to send home. If you know you don't have somebody in Jamaica who's going to collect your stuff, and your stuff going to end up staying here one day, eventually we hear about it. But don't forget, in a time where the stop SNAP benefit cut, food not going to go to waste if you have them in your driveway and warehouse stock up, and nobody know how to get them out. Trust me, people will get them out. Andrea comes, they will get them out. So we will come and take them, because any food distribution right now, I'm taking it. I'm not receiving food. Look what America come to. But anyway, we have in Jamaica, we have an entertainment company that is doing marvelous down there. And I'm not talking about everybody talking about Shaggy and everybody praising Beanie Man. These are people who have always been doing for Jamaica. Okay? Rebecca Bass, how you doing, sweetheart? Good night to you also. And just understand that there is people out there who have the money and been sending money. And on today, the BP and I spoke about St. Kitts and Nevis, who did a massive donate support to Jamaica. So I have to give it up for St. Kitts and Nevis, who did an outstanding contribution to Jamaica. But Hugh Campbell, one of the questions I want to ask, we had a councilman in Brooklyn who he was Haitian. And I am wondering, where is he?
That
Because
I'm
it's
not too clear.
okay, well, nobody can understand where this elected official is. And when I get off, I'm going to make some call, and I'm going to ask, I think, the right person here in the Bronx, because if nobody can answer the question and can say, oh, he's there or he's here, it means he's not doing nothing good. Because everybody is talking about Jamaica, but I don't hear nobody, I don't see nothing. If anybody sees something, share it with me. But I don't see anything on social media popping, or even on TikTok the way I see Jamaica is popping. What happened to Haiti? What happened to Cuba? Nobody going to
Well,
Haiti no more? Nobody. I just want to be sure. People
well,
still going to Haiti?
let me just add. I think St. Luke's Episcopal Church, they're doing fundraiser for both Jamaica, Cuba, and Haiti. Those are three locations they're doing collections and fundraisers for. So St. Luke's Episcopal Church in the Bronx, they're doing that. And if I
And that's
also
the one on
might just add,
222nd? Is that
yeah,
on
yeah,
20? Okay.
222nd. And if I may, in terms of the donations, what I was talking about, the Progressive League, they're looking for in-kind donation of tents, tarps, food, clothing, and water. So in terms of items, that's what they're looking for. And then, of course, they're looking for financial donations. And they're collecting items from 3 to 7 Monday through Friday and 12 to 5 on Saturdays. So, and that's at
We
Light
can pause that later, but you're saying who is collecting that?
Jamaica Progressive League.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. And that we will post later on the thread to update the information later. But let me tell you something. Attorney Campbell, I literally was speaking to someone who was crying out in Jamaica, in Westmoreland. Okay. And the lady was literally crying because she said there's dead bodies all over Westmoreland. Not all over, but in Westmoreland. Let's get it right. And you're not talking about people who is fake. You're not talking about people that I worry about. I'm talking about people that I met years ago in the business of entertainment. people who have a reputation in Jamaica to hold up. But when you hear dead bodies in Westmoreland against people who need help themselves, you got to be smelling and knowing that there's dead bodies. Psychologically, these things can't, they can affect people later. We talk about mental illness in America, but you got to think about depression right now. That there's a lot of people in Jamaica is going through right now and face. I am saying to you, St. Thomas get hit hard too. See, many people like my friend from St. Elizabeth. I said I look at Jamaica, and I really didn't know we're looking at Jamaica, even though I know we're talking about the hurricane. This thing gonna cost years. But what I was saying, we keep talking about food, and we know people got to eat, they got to drink water. But what about the rebuilding of these people that is just homeless? Homeless.
Mhm.
Totally flat and homeless. And I heard somebody cursing on TikTok saying the government need to stop build these cheap houses and this and that. Until a hurricane come, we didn't know the value of our homes. So all of a sudden, where your shelter was yesterday, you call it in cheap today because hurricane blow it away. But if the government are doing things and people are saying, no, send money to the Jamaican government, because they're going to thief the money. Government need money too. The government need funding too. They need money too in order to rebuild back. But my concern is the poor people getting what is they desire to have and can have. So when people are talking to me, somebody tell me straight up, oh, Kingston we come from and my place no get no mess. And after that, there was no conversation. A lot of people is talking as if, well, where I come from, everything good, man, it's just minor. And they gone on about the business. It's not a lot of people that I'm seeing and hearing from. One lady told me, put up something, and when I asked her, where is she? She said, girl, I'm on vacation, and people are still living their life. A lot of people is not taking on this hurricane as serious as you think. And a lot of people that taking it on is non-Jamaican. The ones that's feeling it and caring and talking about it is the ones who get destroyed or their family got destroyed. Because there's a lot of people are saying they're not getting their money, they're not sending their money to Jamaica. The government this, the government won't take it. But listen, the more they have, the more they can give. So I am saying what I see happen in Jamaica, I don't wish this on nobody. Haiti, I don't know. I'm not trying to be funny. But when I say this to you, I say it again. Does people still go into Haiti? Is something I'm missing where I don't see no video on Haiti? What's going on? I know they have people that dead in Haiti over this hurricane, but the honest part of it is the update and seeing what's going on. Because every time I look at Haiti, it look like Haiti never recover from the last and the last and the last hurricane. It seems to me every time they dig themselves out of a hole, something come and throw dirt in that hole again. I'm trying to bury them again. Haiti no have no luck. So who is really helping Haiti? Where is that councilman from Brooklyn? And if I'm not mistaken, our friend at the St. Luke's Church, all around his neck, isn't that a Haitian thing that he wear?
Well, it is, and I think Haiti is a different issue primarily because a lot of people I know that used to bring, used to do missions to Haiti, they've stopped because of the fact that they were taking hostages. These people going in and they were taking hostages and so forth and so on. So that's a very different situation, primarily because of the climate that exists. So people are very cautious when they go in, and as you know, that there's been a lot of issues. And as a matter of fact, I'll say one thing, which I don't know if most people know, but if I go to the post office to mail a letter to Haiti, they don't deliver mail to Haiti anymore. And that's something I found very interesting when I went to the post office, because we had to mail them things as required by the courts. And the clerk told me, I'm sorry, but we don't mail to Haiti anymore because of the unrest that's occurred. And I think that's something a lot of people are addressing that.
Vernice Hodge, did you really hear something like that? That they don't take males into Haiti
Mhm.
anymore? Well, attorney, when you see they don't send males, then how in God's world a package gonna reach there?
Well, that's what I'm saying, because I said we have to do mail to different people, family members, and some of them live in different parts of the world. And when we go at to mail stuff to Haiti, first thing they'll tell you, we don't deliver mail to Haiti anymore. So we have to go back to the court and find an alternate means to get mail, and hope that we may have an email address or something. So it just
Attorney,
shows you the level of, stuff that's going on in Haiti.
so right now with this hurricane, I feel bad every time I talk about Jamaica because my heart bleeds for the people of Haiti. And I don't know if when there was the pandemic, they say women get pregnant because they lock up in house. And but if the women them in Haiti don't have no help and no guidance, then children are being born more and more into poverty every day. You know what is happening? We know Cuba was also hit. So
Mhm.
if Cuba was also hit, where is the Cuban people them? What are they doing that we're not hearing anything and can contribute and get involved and help unless them have the money like that and they're doing their thing for their country and not crying out. But we're talking about Cuba now, you understand? But I am saying to you, it's time the government or somebody take over Haiti because ain't no way we could be sitting down here talking about repair in Jamaica, and you don't even hear people talk about the hunger in Haiti right now. It these people, and I'm gonna say this about Jamaican right now. It's very difficult, not sure our church to send stuff, but it's very hard to get through. It's called survival in Haiti right now. It's called survival. It's all about survival. And I
Mhm.
think when I look even at Jamaica, the people they are showing you, you know, Attorney Hugh Campbell, I'm gonna give respect to Jamaica right now. When I watch these men on the street, and we all grew up where we had the outside, couple big blocks, and we light the fire, and we cook food, and we know nothing tastes better than that. But when I saw them take one big fish head, dip it into a pot with some carrots and some dumpling, and everybody eat out of that pot in that little community that I was watching. And the rain was coming, but they fix a way where the rain don't put the flame out. And everybody eat some hot soup from that big pot that young man cook in Jamaica. And I will tell you, that is what you call survival. And if we, our people, go back to learning how it is to survive in our country and fark up our land, grow our farm, and learn how to stretch one fish, we will go far. Because nobody can tell me that this hurricane, Melissa, ain't wake the people of Jamaica up. Hugh Campbell is not the poor people crying. It's the rich and the poor people crying in Jamaica right now. Everybody is crying together. The rich, the poor, the saved, and the unsaved. And I don't hear soul tell me about the prison in Jamaica, how the prisoners are doing.
Mhm.
I want to know if the roof left standing because people tell you churches get destroyed. But I didn't hear a soul say that the prison get destroyed. So nobody talking about it. I didn't hear people say prisoners escape because the whole building get flat. You could imagine something like that.
Mhm.
You understand? So we need to know we have our elected officials who are coming together to put things together to send into Jamaica. And one thing I was doing is getting information for places in Jamaica and where stuff can be sent to, and you have somebody there to collect it, and you know it's going to the right sources. Everybody's helping their own, and nothing wrong with that. Because a lady tell me my children them down there and my roof gone, me can't take on nobody else problem right now. But You know what? It takes a village. If each of us in our village come out and start cleaning up and come together and chop down trees and open up the roads and do what we have to do, we could save ourselves. But we just can't sit down and depend on government to do everything.
True. But
Okay.
I think also some people feel that we should be somewhat tempered in terms of donations and getting donations out because they haven't fully assessed the need. And they don't want all the money to come in or everything to come in. And then when the need is fully assessed, everybody says, oh, it's too late. For example, one of the issues that some organization brought up was the fact that there were a number of schools that was severely damaged. And they said, we've got to assess the damage to the schools so that we can rebuild those schools and get them reopened. Because if everybody's just focusing on, one thing now, and then, 2 or 3 months down the road, they fully assess the full damage to the schools and they don't have the resources to rebuild those schools, then the students can't go back to school. So those are some of the things that folks are saying, that we can't just look at everything now and not address the long-term rebuilding plan.
But one of the things that I would say, Attorney Hugh Campbell, is that churches can keep church any place, even if they
Yeah.
want to keep it in the school, but let the kids them go back and get their education. That's the main thing, okay? Never hear about the prison or jail. What they don't have none down there. Venice, they must have prison and jail in Jamaica. But I don't hear one soul tell me that the prison roof come off, prisoners escape, but they're telling you how much bodies dead. And I am trying to get somebody who is down there, and I got to ask my source because I didn't ask her that today. Where is the prisoners? Are them prison walls probably built very strong and secure? Because nobody telling me prisoners escape in Jamaica. So that question is something that I am asking, and I'm gonna get that answer from her, especially down Kingston. I mean, do you realize a lot of people say, oh, Kingston bad and Kingston this and Kingston that? But let me tell you something. The majority of people I talk to in Kingston tell me they're okay. So you realize how I'm not saying God's spiteful, but I'm saying to you, look at God. Look at God. A lot of poor places get hit, yes. But every time you open your mouth and you ask anybody about Jamaica, they could tell you about Kingston. But Kingstonian, I'm not saying they ain't get some damage, but they're saying we okay. But the people in Westmoreland is crying out real bad. I have never heard some of the places name in Jamaica until Hurricane Melissa. And another thing that is closing down is hotels. Once these people come out of these people hotels, half of them going to be closed. So, Attorney Hugh Campbell, I don't know. There's some people that tell you they don't have much people back in Jamaica anymore to worry about. The immediate families are here. A lot of people are not really talking. And I'm saying, but the truth about Melissa is only who feels it knows it.
Mhm.
So, as much as I could sit here and say the people are not talking, they're not crying out, I guarantee you the people who are down there suffering is crying out.
But I think, as I said, I think there needs to be an assessment as to exactly what is needed, because different people need different things. And I think one of the things you said about some of those places that got hit real hard, nobody wishes for a hurricane. Nobody wishes for somebody to be hit. But I think the silver lining is that those folks that got hit hard, they'll have to go in and rebuild. And when they rebuild, hopefully they'll build better. So they'll rebuild the community, they'll make it better, because I think not only in Jamaica, but across even in the US, you see that the weather pattern is changing. So people need to build stronger. People need to understand that we're going to have more hurricanes. We're going to have more earthquakes, and we've got to start building much better structures to withstand what's going on now.
Yeah, absolutely. Because one time, you're so glad for a little shack, I call it. You say, let me go shack up in my little shack. But now, when you see how the wind come and just take those little shacks away, you can't put elderlies in places like that to live. If
Mm-hmm.
I even one wall room you give them the one. You don't have to build two, but make sure they are safe and secure because it's nothing like these seniors that is out there now in need of medication, in need of food, have fear and phobia, can't find their loved ones. Their loved ones can't find them. Lord, Attorney Hugh Campbell, I'm sorry to say this, but I believe soon and very soon we're going to hear massive amount of people that really dead in Jamaica that was not mentioned. I pray to God for safety. I pray that these people get food, especially water. Because some people can go all day as long as they have water to drink. But
Mm-hmm.
I don't wish death on nobody. But this thing is serious. People are still crying out for their loved ones. Can't find them. But I know I was told in Jamaica that it's Starlink is the system that are helping people now to connect and have connection. So if everybody don't have Starlink or everybody don't have good access to internet, then it's kind of bad. You understand? But the first thing people want to do is let the family know that they're okay. And social media is a platform that if you could afford to come on social media and put your name up there and put your information and say, if you know somebody in the Bronx by the name of Attorney Hugh Campbell, let him know that his aunt is okay or his cousin Hilma is okay. Stuff like that people need to do. But we have to get information out there. We can't just sit down and say, well, boy, may not deal with a lot now and me couldn't bother with it. Reach out to your family. And if you have family in Jamaica also, find a way to write on everything that you could write on and say you're looking for your family in Westmoreland, in St. Elizabeth, in Trelawney, in St. Mary's. You understand? Put it up there and let people pass information along because this thing is not a joke. It is scary. And don't forget about St. Thomas. You can't forget about St. Thomas. St. Thomas is one of those parishes that I call it and I respect very much that people have to understand that I have to food for the poor, Tony Hugh Campbell. I want to put that out there. I could stand with food for the poor for Jamaica. So anybody who want to Google it, go ahead and Google food for the poor. You'll see the great work that they're doing out there. And when they can guarantee you they get food into places like St. Thomas, Westmoreland, and all these places that really need it. No, I'm not saying don't deal with government, but food for the poor is something that, as I told the Bronx Borough president, and I will say it again, connect with those who are going to get it into Jamaica for you and distribute. And food for the poor is one of them. So it don't make sense to sit here and collect people food and people stuff. And then 6 months later, your stuff is messed up because, oh, you didn't have no way to get it into Jamaica and you don't had money to send it off and you don't had nobody to pack and pick it up. Food for the poor will get it. They even in Florida, they will get it from here to Florida and they will take it into Jamaica and you don't have to worry. And they will show you where your stuff are going also. So people, if you're out there, spread information, share information and let people know there is hope for the people of Jamaica. There is hope. There is help. You have some people that is going down to Jamaica now. They're going down with tents. They're going down with all that they need to do their work and they're going down to do construction. That's where they're going. And they have somebody they're taking down with them who's just going to be there to cook to make sure that they eat and people around in the areas could eat. So there is a lot going on for Jamaica that if I want to help, the real people is there and they're flying in and they're doing what they have to do. And we got to give it up for the soldiers. You have the US soldiers who are in Jamaica also, Attorney Hugh Campbell.
Mm.
And you have France also sending help. And you
Okay.
have people who was just there on vacation in hotel who didn't rush back, stay there and helping to clean up. Good night to your family, Celia Francis. Yes. So there is our church going to help rebuild up homes. And that's what I'm talking about. This is what they need. Places where if the rain come tomorrow, it can take the wetness off the head right now. But the rebuilding is the part that I'm talking about. Going in and rebuilding Jamaica one brick at a time. And the people just got to come together. We talk about community and we talk about villages. This is where the villages and the community people needs to step up now. Well, let me ask you a question, Attorney Hugh Campbell. Sometimes I want to know if things is a setup. You know, the other day all you could hear is much killing a go on, and much this a go on. And you notice the hurricane come. And the only cry that I'm hearing in Jamaica is the cry of the people say we need food, we need water, we need our house back, we need this and we need that. But the greatest gift is when I saw um the people in the church, I mean in the hospital, and when they had to transfer those patients, and I watched that ambulance did the work that they did. Those are the people that I decide when everything is over. They are the people, the essential people that
Mhm.
has to be rewarded for the work that I see them do. They
Yeah.
can't be forgotten. You
First
understand what I'm saying?
responders.
First responders have to be respected
Mhm.
and looked into very seriously. But there is so much. I have someone for Food for the Poor that is connecting with me right now. And these are people that I'm going to pass the information out there too. So Vernice, people who is going to Jamaica and need help and have the food and the support, these are the people you connect with, because these are the people who is making sure the less fortunate get food to eat. They're reputable. They've been dealing with the Shaggy and all these people for so long. And this is what you call food for the poor. They're not new to this. They're true to this. And the people that I'm speaking to is people that have a history, work with them, going to St. Kitts, doing so much in the past, and they're not new to this story. But we want here in the Bronx, the Jamaica Progressive League, that people come out and support them when you see their flyer. They need the help, they need the support, and these are the people that teaming up with the board president and Senator Bailey and everyone that they could team up with. These are the people who's going to get it done. So don't get fooled. And I'm not telling you if your friend needs help back in her country and she have a way to get stuff home and you can help out a friend, you don't help out a friend, because if each of us help somebody in our parish, then you could imagine how the country could rebuild. Because everybody, I see the Prime Minister and Hugh Campbell, when I saw the man stand up, watching and listening to the people talk, I said he looks lost. He was in a world of, I don't know. Every sign on his face showed me he's in a world of shock. But he's a human being. And this is the probably the biggest hit that this Jamaica ever get hit. And you got to understand when you look at this man's face, it's like he's saying, God, have mercy on me and my people. So he need help too. The government need help to get things done. So we need to stop playing politics right now at this time of the game. We got to come together as a people. So Vernice and everybody who is out there, you know, it feels good when I see the other country coming to help. And that is how we're supposed to come together and unite, not just during a hurricane. We're supposed to live good that when things happen, we could stand up and help one another. So I am going to say it and I will put it on my chat. If you're going to support a company that's going to get your stuff into Jamaica, it's called Food for the Poor. Mr. Campbell, I know you're from St. Anne's, and I guess with your law, there was something that you can do and you're going to do on this end. And I stand with Sadie Campbell and the Jamaica Progressive League, the Bronx Board President, Senator Bailey. I never forget Senator Jamal Bailey when the Virgin Islands were hit. That man came together and make sure from Pampers to everything was sent down to the Virgin Islands. So I cannot forget the good that he has done in this community with me and those people that helped me pack them barrel. Me say Jamaicans now to pack barrel are you. Me say when the barrel them reach the Virgin Islands, they ask me who packed these barrel because the thing them were just heavy. Everything was packed in there. But this barrel went down to the Virgin Islands when they had their hit. So I'm gonna say we have to stand up together and come together for other people. But my heart cry out for the people of Haiti. It's like somebody just build up a big wall and tell them, step back, listen, and we coming back for you. And they just the forgotten tribe, I call them. But when is Labor Day on Eastern Parkway? Everybody boasts about, oh, the Haitian Massive was the biggest that come down. And there was so much Haitian on the parkway. So there has to be organization out there for Haiti that we just not talking about because people are not doing what they're supposed to do for the country. And it's called promotion. So I'm going to sit here tonight. I want to say, on behalf of this Avil show, I'm doing my best and I have to do it in silent because people love to talk, 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 and the people that is talking ain't doing nothing. So I learned to shut up. Mr. Campbell, sometimes I have to stop talking.
No, but let me just say this, and I think this is a silver lining. Sometimes when these things happen, you'll be surprised how people rally, and you see the best in people. So I'm very optimistic that it's only going to get better because when things happen of this nature, you see the better part of people. And I think now you're going to see the better part of people. People are going to come together. They're going to rebuild. People are going to come together. You're going to see contractors, people who don't have work. They will get work because there's going to be a lot of rebuilding. There's going to be a lot of construction. There's going to be a lot of things going on. And I think, as I said before, some of those areas that might have been forgotten, now they'll have totally new structures. You can't get all their lives back. But I think what you're going to see is a new attitude where people come together and try to accomplish a common goal. And I think sometimes you have to look at the silver lining because these things, they happen. We can't control them, but we can make the best of it in terms of moving to the next level. And I think that's what I'm hoping is going to happen as a result of this, is that each one will help someone else. And rather than people constantly fighting with your neighbor, you're going to have to love your neighbor more because you are dependent on your neighbor.
Well, you heard it, and you have more information coming up. Danielle Warner, your voice is needed. I can't believe you went missing, but anyway, we're here talking about Jamaica. Don't fall for all this scam and everybody who said they're picking up and collecting. Everybody's going to want to say they're doing, and this is not the time for it. So you get with the real people that is doing real things and making it happen. So we have here, and as I said earlier, kudos to St. Kitts and Nevis for stepping up and for the help that they help Jamaica. I know other people helping Jamaica too, but I'm just talking about St. Kitts and Nevis right now. And in the meantime, if you're going to do donation, are you going to do food, especially food that you have to get off the ground and get down to Jamaica and know that it went there and got there safely? We're talking about food for the poor. So we're going to have somebody who's going to be talking to us, who's going to connect with us, and for that. So Sadie Campbell, here in the Bronx, I'm at the doctor's right now. Okay, sorry to hear that your doctor office open too late for me. But anyway, I just want to say here in the Bronx is the Jamaica Progressive League that we are dealing with. So if you want to do anything, you could reach out to me on behalf of the Jamaica Progressive League, and I will give you more information. But stop going around sending your food all over the place, and you don't know if these people could afford to send them out or if they're gonna stay here and then cry later that the government not help them. to send out their food. Get with the government officials who are doing it and stop trying to do things for yourself if you don't know how your next step is going to come. We're going to be talking about Jamaica more and more, but the informations are coming in, and I thank my team in Jamaica. Corey, big up yourself in Jamaica, who don't like to. She's behind the scene, Attorney Hugh Campbell. She will work behind the scene. She don't want her face. She don't have to be seen, but she's doing major work in Jamaica and has been doing this for years. So I'm saying to you, I'm here with Attorney Hugh Campbell, who is also a Jamaican from St. Anne's. I had to find out tonight where is he from in Jamaica, because it's an American accent you hear, but is a Jamaican behind the scene and doing great work here. So thank you for all that you do for our people, whether it's divorce, housing issue, even if you want to stop the marriage or stuff like that. I know you have saved marriages, so that's good. I know Joe the Barber talk highly about you when it comes to a divorce. You rather keep family together than file divorce. You give people a hard time to divorce. You give counseling. You do everything before you could do your divorce cases. But for all the work you're doing, that you're not pressuring the people about consultation fee, even though you have one, but your main thing is to speak to them, hear what they're going through, see what you have to do before you say come in and bring consultation fee money. Thank you for everything that you're doing behind the scene for the Average Show Foundation, making sure that I do the right thing, stay on the right track. Thank you, because the many hats that you wear and the many shoes that you wear, I cannot tell you thank you enough. But all I can say is, out of many, we are one people. And I thank you. And we're going to come back and bring the people more information on how things are getting done here in the borough of the Bronx.
Yep.
So I'm going to let you close that note out on behalf of your location, where you're located, for the people who is in need of a great attorney.
Well, I'm located in the Bronx. I'm right there on Gun Hill Road, down the street from the number 5 train station, number 5 Dyer Avenue train station. And, as I tell, I've been there forever. So I'm not going anywhere anytime soon, hopefully. And,
Right.
I try to do what I can do, Albert, because I think sometimes, what I see, I've been at this for long enough to know that sometimes money is a deterrent for people to get their positions heard. And so, and I always tell people, if you come to me, I have a sign up in my office, and everybody always laugh about it. It says, don't make simple things complicated.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes folks come in and I'm like, get to the point, because if you have to sit with me for an hour to 2 hours, I'm probably gonna have to charge you. But if you can come in with a condensed version of what you want, I can probably analyze it in 10 seconds and tell you exactly where you need to go. And what am I going to charge you for? Because I think that's what you get from experience, is that you've done so many of this stuff, you know exactly how to approach certain things. So I'm not going to sit here and charge you, when I can take 10 seconds just to answer a question and point you in the right direction. So that's just basically how I approach certain things. But if you come in with the 2 paper bags in your hands and you want to sit there for 3 to 4 hours because you want to, start from 20 years ago, then I'm going to have to charge you. And I think that's important. That's important. But no, I mean, sometimes I can just answer a question and move on, because I prefer to see people who are well informed before they move to the next level. And it shouldn't be just about me charging you, because unfortunately, sometimes people make bad decisions because they're afraid to pay the initial consultation fee, and getting out of that bad decision that you made is much more devastating. So if I can waive the fee and avoid you from falling off that cliff, I much prefer to do that than to try to reach over the cliff and pick you up from off the cliff.
All right, thank you so much. You heard it here from Attorney Hugh Campbell, and my night has been one of those long day. I mean, when you sit with the borough president, you have to, I don't know what she drink, what she eat, but today we just had hours of just nonstop conversations and talking, and this woman showed me so much today that I never knew and understand. I have to take my hat off to her. Being a councilman is one thing, but stepping up to be the Bronx Board president, it's like you're wearing 10 more hats, and they're big hats with big shoes. So pray for our elected officials instead of cursing them out. Because while I'm dealing with her today, she's dealing with a fire. She's dealing with all kind of stuff today, and I had to hold my head and say, "My God." And trying to get things done for Jamaica and all this, a lot of work. So, people, until you get more information, please do whatever you can do, put whatever you can put together. But do not go out there saying you're doing for Jamaica, and then later your churches and everybody's crying, saying, okay, now we have all these things here stack up. Where are we going to put them? What are we going to do with them? Organize yourself first. Speak to the right people first, and stop doing things just to say you're doing, but in the end, you're stuck. This is what we're here for tonight. So it's been a long day, and I know Attorney Hugh Campbell, you don't stop working until maybe 4 in the morning, and I'm adapting to that. So I
Yep.
want to get a full night's sleep tonight and get back on track tomorrow with Jamaica, Jamaica. So we're gonna have the information coming up right here on the Avils Show, and tomorrow go out, cast your vote, and make us look good in the Bronx, people. Do not let your votes come from Brooklyn and Queens and Staten Island, and you, the people of the Bronx, make us look bad when the winner is announced. Then they say, well, the Bronx people didn't put us in there, and we feel like we are treated second class. Get out and vote, do what you have to do, and make the Bronx proud and continue to stay proud. So our councilman Kevin Riley, Bronx Board President Vanessa Gibson, and all our people, even Farah Lewis in Brooklyn. I wish her the best also, and everyone else who is in the council seat and in any seat and out there tomorrow writing in the name. I don't know who have time to write in, but tomorrow we got to flip the ballot and read on the back. So pay attention tomorrow. Read what's on the back of that ballot. So don't tell me, well, I rush out to say you rush out early to vote and you forget to read the back. People, tomorrow cast your vote, do what you have to do, and sit up with me tomorrow night and smile and feel proud, because I'm nervous about this election. And I'm truly saying, I am nervous. I am very nervous, like when we was voting for president of the United States of America. Attorney Hugh Campbell, all I can say to you, continue doing what you're doing. You have to join me again when we're going to do our follow-up on Jamaica distribution and where the things are going. And I know I'll hear from our senator and councilman and Carly Hasty office, everybody who is doing, because man, everywhere you turn, there's a Jamaican. Carly Hasty office might be full of Jamaican too. You understand? You know has to be a Jamaican in there. Kevin Riley office has to have a Jamaican in there. Jamal office, man, Jamaicans all over the place. So listen, you say you're big and you tell us to come together now and let's put our hands to work and do what we have to do for the people that is crying out. Rich people, rich. They're going to rebuild. But poor people, once you poor, you poor. You don't know where to start sometime. So pay attention to what's going on and don't get caught up in the nonsense of taking people food. And right now with the SNAP benefit cut, America is crying out too. So look for the list that's out there with all the different food pantries. I'm going to share it with you also, where you can go and get stuff. Me not refuse food pantry right now. And I can't wait for Thanksgiving so Kevin Riley and them could give me a lot steal a little, a chicken. I want a chicken this year. I don't want no turkey, just a chicken. That's all I have to say. Attorney Hugh Campbell, it's always a pleasure. And one word you could say to the people that is out there to encourage them to vote tomorrow and to support Jamaica. One word.
Keep strong. Keep strong.
Keep strong is 2 words.
Well,
See, we couldn't do it in one.
I can say, say it in one word, but I think it's very important because strength at this particular point in time, endurance is something that we definitely need. And, we need to stay focused and we need to really understand that this is something that everybody can work together and get out of.
Exactly. Carmen William, did you say Mandani? Carmen called the winning shot tonight. She said Mandani. They didn't tweet out Mandani. Okay, so tomorrow we will see the outcome and the winner time tomorrow night. I think I have to do live tomorrow because I'm nervous. I can't even function in Jamaica right now until after tomorrow. Even though, you're doing what you're doing, your mind is on this election. Take it serious and tell your neighbor, tell your friends, get out and vote. It's always a pleasure being here with you, Attorney Hugh Campbell, and I hope to join you again, the
Okay.
people's attorney, right here in the Bronx and beyond. He helped you across the borough. So if you even have a case in St. Kitts and you want legal counseling, go in and see Attorney Hugh Campbell. Okay? So this is the Avril Show, and it's been a busy day, a long day. And I just got to say thank you for watching.
Okay. Good night.
Good night.